back, y'all, to another episode of KJC Outdoors. My name is Kyle, and as you guys can see, this is not the great outdoors, unfortunately. The fishing's been crappy, and I decided that I want to sit down and go over some very crucial tips for early spring bass fishing, and I could really help you out. I know this is not the great outdoors. It's a little chilly. Like I said, the trout fishing's not been good. We've been hitting a couple streams, creeks, here and there. We're going to get back out, of course. Just can't find the fish yet. It's still super early. It's still super, it's getting close to start fishing for bass. All the ice is finally off all the ponds and waters around here, and I'm very excited to get out after some bass. I'm sorry if there's some noise in the background, y'all. We have some people out there. Hopefully it's not picking up too much of it for you guys to hear, but I figured I'd pull out what I like to call my box here that we take out early spring bass fishing. And there's a couple lures that you all should know, and I've been doing a lot of research on baits that you should be throwing. Actually, for about the past month, I've been looking it up, and it kind of compares to, I want to give you guys just my intake on it, also, the pros, or whatever people are suggesting, and it actually matches up to what I like to throw early spring for bass. Now, these fish are deep in the water. They just went the whole winter under that ice. Didn't get much sun. If they didn't really get ice fished, they didn't get a lot of food and or pressure, I should say. But they were chasing around and trying to catch their bait and food, so they should be a little hungry, right? But they are super finicky because of how cold the water temperature is. So we're gonna pop open this box right here, and I'm gonna show you guys what I like to throw around. My all-time favorites, very classical baits, very easy to throw, very easy to rig. Color matters only when it's to match the color of the water you're fishing. Obviously, if it's a darker colored water, if it's really dark and murky still, you're going to throw a darker bait, because then the darker bait's going to leave a shadow. Unlike a lighter bait, if you throw a lighter bait in a darker, or like a really dark water, of course that dark base of the water is going to hide your bait, right? But if you throw a darker than what the water is, then obviously it's going to show up and leave a shadow at least. So we're going to open up this box right here. Now, like I said, this is what I like to throw, and like I said, I've been doing a lot of research for you guys, save you guys some time, But these are the 5 best. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3. Yes, this is the 5 best tips of the baits I like to throw early spring. Guys, let's just start it out. Everyone knows this is a fan favorite. Just simple jerk bait. A nice jerk bait. I like to actually throw these, and this is actually a 4 to 6 feet diving jerk bait. But I like to throw these out, and you can give them the jerk, you can let it walk back into you, or sometimes, especially early spring, I like to do, especially for smallmouth fishing. And this is the hidden secret right here to tell all you guys. This is the secret. Just throw it out, crank it in like a crankbait, and seems to work very well for me and Josh out there on the lake. And I feel like smallmouth bite before the largemouth do, honestly. It just seems like every year that the smallmouth are definitely more aggressive early spring than the largemouth. But yeah, so we like to throw out some jerk baits like this guy right here, if you guys can see, and we throw them out. Sometimes we can jerk them in. Obviously, if you do that all day, your arm's going to get tired. So then we like to switch and crank them in like a crankbait. So there's one bait for you guys. Multiple colors, like I said. Match the hatch. You just got to match where you're going to be fishing with the water clarity and the depth. I mean, of course, their bills are different here. One's wider than the other, as you guys can see, and that's what makes this one dive deeper compared to this one. Now, the fish, if they're on the hunt like the smallmouth are early in the spring for food, more aggressive than the bass, then I would suggest definitely this guy. I don't know, just a cheap Walmart bait. We really have a lot of luck with this. They make a crawfish color one. Definitely suggest throwing these guys early spring, whether that be on the big lakes or just your local pond, bank fishing, it doesn't matter. Throw these guys. I guarantee you'll have some success. Now, rounding out, if we're going to fish slow, because it's a finicky bite, they're really finicky. They're docile. The water temperature hasn't warmed up. They're not really in that, okay, it's breeding season, we have to go get on the bed. They're just basically going with the flow. They're trying to adjust when the warmer weather comes in the spring and it starts warming up the water. Then they get more active, largemouth bass that is. And so coming up next, if we're gonna fish a very finicky bite, I really suggest a little football jig here. Nice skirt. Now you can cut your skirts to whatever your length you want, whatever bait you're gonna throw on there as a trailer, and definitely use this. But you can cut, like I said, mark them out, cut them down if you want to match your bait. Of course, you're going to want to match your trailer to the color of your skirt. And basically what you're going to do is you're just going to drag this across the bottom, bouncing it like this. Very finicky bite. Now if those bass are still deep in the water column, they will definitely find this as a good snack or a good meal, especially when you throw a trailer on it. As you guys can see, this one doesn't have a trailer on there compared to this one does. Now as you can see, cut the skirt down because you want to expose those claws. Those are going to attract the fish more. So cut it down to your size, but then if you do that, obviously you're stuck to using that size bait as a trailer, and then that's what you guys have. So that's number 2. 2 out of 5. So there's 2 tips. You got the jerk bait, number 1. You got the jig, number 2. If it's going to be, you want to get their action or moving bite, you're going to take the jerk bait and you're going to get out there moving. If it's a slow, finicky bite, throw the jig. And kind of similar to the jerk bait. Like I said, we like to crank them in like a crankbait. So obviously, if that works, a crankbait's going to work exceptionally well for you guys as well. Again, you got to match the color to the water clarity, and that's all depends on where you guys are going to be fishing. And that I cannot tell you because like where we fish up here, some of the lakes, especially right off the start, it's a little murky, but then like within a month of the ice coming off, it starts to get juicy and it just clears up. And I like to throw these bluegill colored. This definitely catches fish. Bluegill colored, throw it out there, slow crank it, fast crank it, whatever you want to do. Of course, the faster you crank it, the more it's going to dive. If you think they're more suspended, then slow it up and crank it slower. So crankbait, guys. So there's number 3. Number 4, again, you want to get this bait down there. It's another bluegill colored. Kind of looks like the last one I just showed you guys. Lipless crankbait. Very, very good bait to throw early spring for bass. This thing's going to go down. You're almost going to think like you're going to be ice fishing, right? You're basically going to throw it out, and you're going to do that motion. It's going to be swimming up the water column, dropping, swimming up the water column, back and forth. And like I said, bluegill colored. It just works in my area. Might not work in your area. Definitely suggest. Now, if it's a very dark colored water, murky, I would not be throwing these. That's when I might bring out the jig, bounce off the bottom, and it have to be the dark colored jig. I can't say that enough. You guys would definitely got to look and pay attention to the water clarity that you're going to be fishing. If it's very, very dark water clarity, I'm not throwing this jig, guys. I just don't see it working out. That's how my mind works. Dark, murky water, I'm going to be throwing this. Clear, match the hatch, clear water, bounce it off the bottom. They're going to see it a lot better. Dark, murky water, match the hatch, darker color. So there's 4. Yeah, we covered 4 there. Now, see, I am a big chartreuse guy too. Like if we're going to start throwing some soft plastics, we're going to get on that topic here in a little bit. I do like some chartreuse. Chartreuse is close to a yellow. That's why I like to throw. That's, for me, early spring, chartreuse is my hero. Whew. Cheers. Drink responsibly, kids. It's a beautiful Monday night. A little chilly, but bush coming in hot. Coming in number 5, guys. So, I can definitely appreciate this bait. Found it and actually didn't find it. It came in my mystery tackle box. So, that's what mystery tackle box is very famous for. They send you baits that are going to match that time of year. They know it's going to be early spring bite, then they're going to send you baits for the early spring to work and then be effective and to help you guys catch fish. That's the whole point of the product, the whole point of the box. So, chartreuse is a very good color to use. Chartreuse is like a yellow. And this bait came right here. It's a Yo-Zuri knuckle bait. Came in the mystery tackle box, guys. And I have fell in love with it. This is the bait I used last year. Caught my first spring bass of the season last year on this bait, and I threw it a lot. I mean, I threw this thing around like crazy during the early spring, and it worked. It caught fish. I was getting comments on it on YouTube. Everyone was asking, what's the bait? Because it's not like your ordinary spinner bait with a spinner right here. Or, spinner bait. It's not your ordinary spinner bait. It's got a knuckle. And as you guys can hear, it's got some either BBs or something in there that makes a really cool vibration on the rod when you're cranking it in. You can just feel it. It's almost like a spinning bait. Like I said, just I don't know, I fell in love with this bait. Like I said, chartreuse yellow. When it is in nice clear water, I fell in love with it. I do love the chartreuse. I definitely suggest going to pick one of these guys up. It's called the Yo-Zuri knuckle bait, and I'll pop that up on the screen right there so you guys don't forget it. But I mean, there's the 5 baits. Definitely highly suggest jerk baits, crank baits, lipless cranks, jigs, and I don't know. I fell in love with this. I mean, spinning baits work too, but I just like the knuckle action. I think I'd actually just buy a whole bunch of different colors of these because it just works a lot better compared to a spinning bait for me. So definitely go check out all those baits. Get out in the waters if all the ice is off. And this, like I said, this is for my area. I live in upstate New York. This might not work for you. If you live down in Texas, they're probably already heading for spawn and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a pro at that. But if you guys live in New York and you're locals here, or if you guys want to learn how to fish in New York, there's my tips and tricks for you. Very simple. I just like to put them in this little tackle box, throw it in the backpack or on the shoulder tackle box, take it out, and fish. Very simple. 5 baits. Definitely the 5 I always have on me, especially early spring, even throughout the season. I'm not saying the jerk bait's only going to work during early spring. I'm not saying the crankbait's only going to work during this early spring. I'm just saying those are the most effective lures to throw during the early spring for bass, if you're trying to target bass. I'm not saying this is going to not catch you a pickerel. I'm not saying this is not going to catch you a walleye. I'm not saying that this is only going to catch you bass or it's going to only catch you bass. No, it's not going to only catch you bass. This is just my tips and tricks of what I like to throw in my tackle box, my tackle bag, and just go fishing. Whether that be bank fishing, lake fishing, pond hopping, just have these. Have a couple rods. Makes it easier for you guys to just tie up, throw out, so you don't have to change every time if you have a couple rods. If not, throw on a swivel. I love swivel, guys. I'm a big swivel advocate. I know a lot of people out there be like, well, a fish can see that. Well, if the fish can't see the 3 sets of treble hooks hanging off the bottom of the jerk bait, I don't think the swivel is going to matter. And I think if they do see, it's going to be too late because they're going to have a face full of hooks. That's my opinion. Definitely go check out the Yo-Zuri knuckle bait. Can't even talk today. Jesus. Maybe this will help. Let me get a little sip of this. Something else about that. Cold brewski. Drink responsibly again. Not over here promoting drinking, kids, at all. But definitely. So actually comment down below. I want to know what you guys prefer to throw down below. And for early spring bass it is. Now with this all being said, y'all, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not saying that you can't go out, you can't buy a wacky rig and just wacky rig a stick bait and throw it out there and not catch fish. It's very well possible. You very well can. Another one that really works this time of year, drag and drop, drop shot. Or I should call it drop shot. You can use a drag and drop from Google Squad, but the drop shot, perfect, works good. Keeps the bait suspended, they're cruising, you're gonna be dragging it in, and they are gonna love it. But I'm just telling you guys my 5 top favorite to throw, and that's my favorite to throw early spring for bass. I'm not saying it's the only thing you can throw. I'm not saying it's the only baits that you should throw. Again, I'm not a pro. I'm just a silly kid with a camera and a microphone with headphones on talking to my viewers that I love so much. So don't take everything I say to heart. Everyone has their tips and tricks. That's why I would like you guys to hop in the comment section down below. Let me know the baits you guys like to throw early spring for bass. Largemouth, smallmouth, doesn't matter. Tell me in the comment section down below, whether that be for creek fishing, lake fishing, pond hopping, anything. Comment down below. Comment down below what you guys want to talk about next on the podcast. We're going to keep this one short. Comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel. A lot of big things coming to the channel, guys. You guys are definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss it. Of course, guys, leave a like. It helps us get promoted and keeps climbing that ladder for us. We're on the road to 500. If you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, comment down below. Hop in the comment sections, communicate with each other. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know your favorite baits to throw early spring. And I guess that's it, guys. I love you guys. We're out of here. Peace.